Well, hee hee. Big guest with me today. Ooh, Bilal Hasan off the big nasty win, CFFC 149. Another knockout, 8-0, 7 finishes. We've all heard it before. Bilal, how we doing?
Amazing, Mr. Jake. You actually kind of scared me with that hee. That pitch was actually perfect. I thought Michael Jackson was right next to me. You know,
I
I
mean,
literally thought that you threw me off guard. That was amazing, bro. Perfect pitch.
MJ, JN, whatever you want to call me, my man. But Bilal, congrats on the win. Amazing. Glad to be there in person again. I assume all healthy afterwards?
Yeah, man. Thank God. Thank God. Definitely fully healthy. Didn't take any damage that fight. So yeah, I'm already thinking about what's next. But yeah, like you said, great performance. Can't complain.
And I wasn't going to ask you about this when I saw you before the fight, but I'm going to ask you now. When you were backstage, I don't know if I'm overlooking this. You sounded a little sick. Were you sick?
Sick.
No? Am I just
No.
making this up? No, I wasn't. There was no
Mm-mm.
catch there. You literally, your voice was like raspy when I ran into you backstage. I don't know. I was curious.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was like the pre-fight. Maybe I was just in my meditative state, just in a very primal stage. My voice is a little bit deeper. So maybe that could be a factor. But no, I was not sick. I was actually feeling really, really good.
Ignore that question then. No flu game, luckily.
Nope,
But you,
nope.
before we started, you were going to tell me something about this fight. So, what were you going to say? Kind of just walk me through the performance.
Dude, my favorite part of the fight is not even the fight itself, it's my walkout. And in my walkout, I see you, Mr. Jake, and you're bobbing your head. Yep,
I was
yep.
jamming,
And you
bro.
can
Yeah.
see it. Yeah, we were jamming together, and I started singing to you a little bit, did a little bit of karaoke for you. And that was super cool. It was like a cool, like a little connection there. Made me feel at home. It was cool, man. That
So,
and then yeah, that was sick.
So when fighters walk out, and I do typically stand there. I don't like to I compete sometimes. I get it like a little bit. I don't make the walk to the cage, but I get it a little bit. So I don't want to make myself a part of that, or I try to avoid eye contact. I don't like to be like, yo, good luck. I just try to let you vibe. But it's cool to know that you noticed I was definitely vibing.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. You were right there in front of me. You were like the first person I saw right when started walking out. Yeah, no, that was sick.
Cage side in case you need me, bro.
Let's go. Let's go.
But so this was an interesting one too because nothing but respect for Rinaldi, great guy. I know you feel the same. So Indonesia versus Indonesia. I guess what's the reflection on this? It was definitely a more reserved celebration. You seem to have some concern.
Yeah, I mentioned it to you in our previous interview before the fight. I didn't really feel comfortable, fighting one of my own, so it was a little weird. Like I said, I even said in the interview, I didn't really want to hurt him. I was looking for a submission, but man, once you're in there and you're flowing and the crowd's going, you kind of forget who they are, and it's just unfortunately another piece of canvas for me, and it unfortunately had to be one of my own, man. But it's like right after that TKO, I was like, "Oh, shoot." I didn't wanna hurt my boy, but I can't complain, man. Unfortunately, like we said, he was the canvas, and I had to, paint my art.
Now, have you gotten any sense of the Indonesian fan reception since the fight? How are they feeling about the aftermath?
I think a lot of them, they weren't really surprised at the result, I think I saw, like I think Overhand Indonesia put a post out. It was, like, 92% in favor of me and then 8% of him, and so it's hard, but it's part of it, like, as you start, getting more popular in this game, you're gonna see a lot more, like, odds on you, and it definitely puts a little bit of pressure on your shoulders, but I've learned to just accept it and then, like, expect more, so I didn't really let that get into my head too much, but, yeah, I definitely saw, like, the comments were like, "Oh, this is what's supposed to happen," so I'm glad it did happen the way I thought it would.
Have you talked to Rinaldi at all since?
No, I mean, after the fight, I actually tried to speak a little bit of Indonesian to him. I was actually very proud. My Indonesian was pretty good. I was also talking to him before the face-offs, the ceremonial face-offs. I actually asked him in Indonesian. I was like, "Hey, what'd you just get done eating, bro?" And he laughs and he looks at me. He says, "I just got done at the buffet." I was like, "Dang, man, you're eating everything." That's why we're going after the body the next day. That's why it's strategy. Strategy. I knew he was at the buffet. He was probably eating some General Tso's chicken with fried rice. Nothing wrong with that. I just had that just now, actually. But
Touching the tummy though, touching the tummy. Hey, it
but
worked,
yeah,
bro. It
it
worked
did, it
out.
did. So yeah.
You you froze, Miss. There you go. You're back. You're back. Just making sure.
Okay, perfect.
This interview is it's no secret why we're here, right? No secret what you want next. You made it pretty clear. UFC Seattle, March 28th. I guess for the folks who don't know, why? Why Seattle? Why would that be so special to you?
Man, Seattle's that's my home, you know? Yeah, that's where I grind every single day. That's where my family, my friends are. And so I think it just makes sense, man. Like timeline, momentum, it's all on my side. And so I think it just lines up perfectly. And on top of that, Michael Chiesa being, the one of the announcers, like I heard that was also last minute.
I
Am I
don't
wrong
know.
on
That
that?
that
Was that
that's
okay?
above my pay grade.
Okay, okay. I think I overheard that. I think like the day before or something like that. But I was so hyped. I was like, man, this is just meant to be. Like Michael Chiesa being there, me getting another highlight finish. I think it's just perfect timing, man.
And he set you up on the mic there pretty good too, man. I mean,
Perfectly, perfectly.
did you some service there. And you said no prospect killer, no Charles Johnson. Did you actually see he responded to that?
Yeah, we actually DM'd each other. I opened up his DM. I think he said something about like, "Hey, respect, brother. Like, keep on doing what you're doing. You never know what might happen." I'm like, "Hell yeah, respect, man." I'm definitely a fan of his style, but I wouldn't mind if we clashed one day, just not yet. He's been taken. I do not want to be one killed by the prospect killer just yet. I want to get a few couple of fights in, and then we'll face Charles Johnson. But he's going on a little bit of a run here with the prospects.
And let's say you get the call, man. You get the Seattle call. I know you're, I'll fight anybody. It doesn't really matter. But are there specific names in the UFC that you think would be a good first fight, a fun first fight, anything like that?
Not I don't really look at it too much. I definitely I watch like the top 5 guys,
Yep.
like Van, of course. I watched that Tyra kid. It's funny, they're all Asian and young, just killers, dude. So I think, hey, Daddy Dana looks like he needs another young Asian American kid. Let's just so, but yeah, I mainly just watch those guys. But yeah, nothing at the top of my dome right now.
And I know the answer to this is probably no. Like 3 days off, Christmas tomorrow. I don't even think people are working. But did any UFC people reach out at all? Even like a little congratulation, or no, not yet?
I mean, Charles Johnson was the only
Oh yeah,
one.
there you go.
I mean, DJ, my boy, of course, but he's not
More
fighting him.
specifically, I'm
But yeah.
talking like matchmakers, anyone like that.
No, I haven't really been reading that much. I kind of just open up like people that I know right now. It's a very long process. It's like work almost.
Yeah, it's
Like
your
going
job,
through all
bro.
of that. It is. It's cool. It's cool. I'm very, very grateful. It's just, yeah, I try to take a couple days, kind of like let everything sit. I respond to my boys like Jake Noecker, um, my homies. So, I got to do that first. And so we'll see. We'll take a look again.
And I guess I wear the sweatshirt too. The theme of this is UFC because at this event there are a lot of UFC guys: Aljamain Sterling, Aaron Blanchfield, Joe Pyfer, Sean Brady, the Sabatini. The list goes on. I don't want to try to name them all. So, was that like extra special to actually have all those people in the house watching your fight and show them what you got?
Yeah, it's pretty damn cool, I can't even lie. My friend has, like, a cool, like, little recording. It has, like, Aljo and Rob kinda in it, and it's kinda cool. I like one of my favorite things to do is, like, rewatching the fight and then, like, try to, like, zoom in close and see people's reactions.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So I was trying to seeing what Aljo's doing, a couple head nods, Rob going crazy, of course. Shout out to Rob, he's the man. So so, yeah, that's what I've been doing, but it's really special, man. It's a privilege.
And I actually talked to Aljo after the fight briefly about you. He's teammates or used to be teammates with Pumi Nakuda,
Oh,
who
let's
you
go.
know. So Aljo hyping you up, man. He really liked it. He likes your stuff. Definitely said UFC should be next. Did you guys specifically have any cool interactions this weekend at all? I know we were all like in the sports book together, so I didn't know if you guys talked.
Yeah, we said what's up in the sports book, but we mainly had a cool like conversation at the end of the fight because Rob was like, "Hey, Aljo's gonna put the belt on you." I'm like, "No way!" I said what's up to Aljo. I dap him up. I'm like, "Thank you so much," and he said, "Great performance," and that means so much coming from a former UFC bantamweight champion. Like that, that's surreal to me. And so it's like I said, it's definitely such a privilege to be on that stage to perform.
And if this was your last cage free fight, I mean, as much as I like to have you front and center like that, I hope it is. I hope we're on to the next step, my man. But if it is, all those names I just mentioned, I think except for Joe Piper, they're all Cage Fury Hall of Famers. Would it be special? Is that something you maybe want for yourself someday too?
Oh, 1000%. I actually saw shout out to Rudy from CFFC, Senior Rudy. He had a cool Cage Fury 14 karat gold ring on. I want one of those, man. That's honestly what I'm gonna like. It's cool to be in the CFFC Hall of Fame, but like, I want one of those rings and one of those Letterman jackets as well. That's priceless right there. Get my name on the back, put my number, the years I've been champion. That'd be sick.
Be in the same class as or the same Hall of Fame as Uncle Rudy. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Shout out to Uncle Rudy.
Shouts Uncle Rudy. My last Bit of questions here. I guess I got three left for you. One, because you're hopefully going to be there soon in this UFC flyweight division. The top of that division, it's a good mess, but it's a mess. We got Josh Van, Pantoja rematch, hopefully. Tyra, Manel Kopp also in that mix. What do you do with the top of this prediction or the top of this division? I guess how do you predict the future of it?
With me involved or without me involved? What are we thinking here?
Well, give me both. Give me the immediate
Okay.
future and then maybe your timeline for when you're in that title hunt.
Yeah, I think right now the fight that makes sense is Joshua Van versus Tatsuro. That's going to be a sick fight. A 24-year-old and a 25-year-old fighting for a UFC championship belt. That's absolutely insane. But that's going to be a banger, man. I'm a fan of both of their styles. And then after that, man, they got a lot of people coming out. I think Manel is going to be able to showcase his him being a veteran a little bit. Manel is a beast. He's trained with actually we were talking about him last time, Fareed. So
Mhm.
I know that Manel is really really good, and I've been a fan of him for a while. I've been following him before he was in the UFC, and so Manel's I think he's gonna be able to get up there and become champion here, and then that's when my little ass starts coming in, and I start fighting some of the journeymen, some of the old heads a little bit, clean them up just like Peyton Talbot did, Peyton Talbot style a little bit, you know. But I don't wanna lose to, like, a veteran Brazilian wrestler. Um, but, yeah, I think it's gonna be kinda like that, kinda on that same pace, just dip my feet into the UFC March 28th, highlight finish, and then slowly just work my way to the top. That's one thing I don't wanna do, though, is that the flyweight division is really pushed in the UFC. You win, like, 2 or 3, you're fighting for the title next, you know? So, ideally, I wanna stretch out my career. I wanna do maybe, like, 5 fights and then a title. So, that's how I see it playing in the next, honestly, 2 years.
Well, of those 2 years, 2026 is next, right around the corner. I guess where do you want to be at the end of next year, MMA wise? What goals do you have for yourself?
Oh, damn, it's coming up on this new year here. So, I definitely want, ideally, fight in March and then have like 2 more fights in the UFC after that. So that'll be 3 fights in 1 year. That'd be perfect.
And what about outside of MMA? What goals do you have for yourself, your personal life next year?
Oh, that's a great question. I haven't even thought that far yet, but,
I know you're
I
at an
definitely
age where you're very like I feel like your personal life is very dedicated towards MMA right now.
Oh, yeah, I'm very, very grateful. I love what I do. So everything, yeah, you're right. Everything that I do is dedicated to improving my craft. And so, but outside of MMA, man, I actually, like I said, that clothing line, I want to be dropping that very, very soon. Hopefully get a couple more connections because I know my fan base is in Indonesia and it's a little bit hard when if I manufacture in the US and then produce in Indonesia and then ship it over to Indonesia, like the conversion rate's not going to be good. So I got to
Mm.
find a good supplier in Indonesia. And I have the connections. I just gotta just do them basically, and so definitely wanna do more of that in this next year, gain more success in that, but I wanna take on drumming a little bit more. I actually
Hmm.
I was a drummer, when I was in, like, middle school, high school, and
Oh shit.
so I don't that's what I tell myself, that I don't have that very many hobbies, like, fighting is my life, but I definitely wanna sprinkle a little bit more hobbies in there, and so I wanna get more into drumming. I've been practicing.
What kind of like drumming though? Like whiplash kind of music or like punk rock
Oh,
or what like what do you
dude,
like?
I've played some Whiplash before, that's very, very hard, but I like rock, man. I've been doing rock, I can do a little bit of pop. I was in jazz band, so I respect the Whiplash, movie and actually the soundtrack as well. It's super sick. It's definitely very difficult though, but I'm gonna start off at rock first and then just kinda branch my way out.
I love that,
Nirvana,
man.
I played, Smells Like Teen Spirit like 3 weeks ago. It's actually pretty
Great
hard.
song. Hey, that's right up my alley, bro. That's like I
L
I only listen to rock, so
Let's go.
you send me your demo tapes, bro. I'll be
I got you, I got you. That's one thing I am gonna do. I'm gonna post more, like, honestly, just me playing the drums on my Instagram. I've been doing it on my TikTok, but I think the Instagram people need to know.
You watch Kill Tony by chance?
Dude, I love the clips, bro. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
The 1-minute bits, of course.
Their drummer, Michael Gonzalez, I don't know if you know him at all. He's a California guy.
Okay.
He actually trains with some UFC guys, but he goes live like every night on Instagram just doing a drums. It's fucking awesome, man. He's
Dude,
the
I might
dude.
have to do that on my TikTok live. I've been TikToking live a lot.
I'm tuning in. But
Let's go.
Bilal, thank you for your time. I know you're waiting on flights and layovers and all that nonsense you want to be waiting for on Christmas. So before I get you out of here, Mike is yours, man. Anything you got to say? Of
And thank you for this interview, Jake. Thank you for, being out there actually during the fights. That was sick, man. Like I said,
course,
one of
bro.
my favorite moments is when I'm walking out and great song. I see my boy. hit some karaoke, some dance moves. That was hard. But to all my Indonesian people, terima kasih, maaf guys. I didn't mean to, unfortunately, I had to be one of our own people. But hopefully, you guys enjoyed. This was really cool because it was pretty big in Indonesia as well. So terima kasih for everyone tuning into this fight. And inshallah, tahun ini kita masuk ke UFC March 28th.
I don't even need to know what you said because I'm going to say the same thing. Hopefully, the next time we get an interview is a pre-fight interview for a UFC debut. Bilal
Yes, sir.
Hasan, my man, thank you very much, dude.
Likewise, Mr. Jake.